Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Play / walkthrough, from the beginning at least, of Abyss Odyssey. Now, this game came out on July 15th, 2014, put out by Ace Team, published by Atlas. Let me get into the options here real quick and mess around with the audio so you can better hear me. Actually, it seems pretty good. Okay, into the Abyss, local game, pick a character, and we'll replay the prologue real quick. Now, I had reset my progress just to get started from the start here, so let's go.
What's she doing here?
Hey, where'd she come from?
Don't fall behind, man! To the Abyss!
Yeah, this audio is awesome.
This is no place for a woman! Get out of here!
Music sort of reminds me of the beginning of Mega Man X, almost. Alright. Using X for the attack. You got your basic combos. Standing still, 1, 2, 3. If you're running, 1, 2. Jump up. Holding up and attacking. Holding down the air while attacking. Holding down while on the ground. Holding up while on the ground. So that's your basic combo system. You can double jump. You can also do the wall jump.
Don't let these creatures push us back!
Sort of working. Blocking is with the right trigger or the left trigger, depending on what your preference is. Sort of almost like Super Smash Bros. Melee. To dodge, you can either hold your block button and then tap a direction to control, or you can actually use the bumpers on the Xbox 360 controller, which, by the way, using the Xbox 360 controller to quickly dodge in the direction depending on which button you're using. Okay. So what you do. Yep. Yep. So this game sort of encourages better use of combos. The more stale you are with the combos, the worse you're going to be in battles, especially against the harder enemies. Down jump to go down through. Okay. So right now we get a little bit bigger battle. There are some AI components here with these soldiers. Sometimes they'll appear in the level as you go further into the game. Y button is your special, depending on what direction you're holding, or if you're holding no direction, it gives you a different attack. The only one they start you off with right now for a special
We've lost 20 men already.
is just standing and pushing Y by itself. Gives you a fireball. Later on you'll get different ones to choose from, such as a spinning attack and a parry.
Mischief. That altar wasn't here a minute
But
ago.
we'll get to that when we cross that bridge.
Herman, she looks just like that statue.
Sure do. There I am. Okay, so anytime you pick up one of these, it's going to... you can read that there for your skill spheres to unlock new special attacks. So sometimes you get these skill spheres, mostly from defeating bosses found in the world. And every time you pick one up, it'll give you your special attack to equip in one of these slots, either holding up in Y, just pushing Y, or holding down in Y. So as I said, all they give you is a fireball right now, and when you unlock more skill points, like it says at the top there, you can actually put in extra parts in here, such as damage, increased mana gain, or increased defense while you're using it. And then also you can put points into cancels. So let me show you that real quick. So if I'm during a mid-attack, you'll see me glowing when I switch to a special. There's a little tick at the very top where the health bar is, which that'll come back whenever in the actual main story, which I'll go over that then. Right now, let's take out the skeleton. B is your grab. Kind of skipped over that. Let's dodge through this. Whoops. That's not good.
Huh? Who are you?
Hey, stay back!
Oh my. Ow. Something. Stop. Something down. Something went down here. Grab you, throw you up. Holy crap. Those bull guys can really mess you up later on in the game, especially if you're on the harder difficulty levels. It's some of the it's one of the most powerful creatures in the game. I'm not gonna make it. Oh golly.
I wonder who that woman was.
There's much we don't know about this place. Huh? Incredible!
What does this all mean?
Allow me to explain. I am Katrien, and I am part of the Abyss. Whoever said this place was the Devil's handiwork wasn't far off. It began long ago, with the Warlock. For years now, he has slept deep beneath the earth. But his power is so great that even in sleep, his nightmares take form and terrorize the living. The monsters you fought, even the very Abyss itself, are all conjurings of the Warlock's mind. It's a nightmare that's lasted for years, with no end in sight.
And are you also a warlock? A witch?
No, I too am a conjuring of his imagination.
So the story's pretty deep in this. So the Abyss opened up several years ago. Monsters started pouring out. They are the result of a nightmare from the Warlock down beneath the Abyss. And she is also part of that machination. So now we have to go and stop it.
Where'd you come from? I saw those rocks crush you.
I'm no more than a dream, fighting to stop the Warlock asleep beneath the Abyss.
Dream or not, it was horrifying watching you be buried alive.
We'll get later on to that mechanic.
Greetings!
Okay, so this is your basic shop. This guy will always sell just kind of starter swords. I recommend not actually buying any of the things that he sells unless you just have a lot of money saved up. He only sells basic type weapons without any sort of specials. You mostly find better weapons throughout the levels, even within the first couple of levels you go down in the Abyss. It's kind of not worth it. And
Greetings.
your weapons don't carry over from death to death, sort of like roguelike in sort of that sense. But you do keep your money throughout each playthrough in your levels. So, hold off on that.
Are you really going down there?
Don't worry about me. If I die, I shall return. I am part of his dream.
Do dreams not fear death? Do they not feel pain?
Guess not, but she sure screams like she feels pain. Oh. Okay, let's jump right into it. Into the Abyss. Okay, let's get down in here. Okay, so now that I have my health bar and mana bar up at the very top, it doesn't explain it very well, but you actually, I thought at first that you, whenever you use your fireball, your other specials, it uses up mana. Actually doesn't. Your mana is actually used for capturing enemies and using them, which is a little bit later on of a mechanic. When you reach level 5, you'll be able to do that, so I will show that to you guys whenever I get to it. The little pip in the upper corner there, right next to my health, see how there's one pip there? If I do a cancel, it cancels out that pip. So if you level up your cancels, you can do that up to 3 times during combo, so I could do a basic combo, interrupt it with Y to throw a fireball, basically extending the combo, doing a much more powerful attack. Then there's a few of these during each part of the level. Black Fog comes out on the sides, and you fight a battle usually between 2 and 5 enemies, depending on the difficulty. Since it's on an easier difficulty level, it's only going to give me like 2 or 3 right now. And sometimes they'll throw in one of those soldiers to help you out during the fight. Grabs can interrupt their shields. So basically anything you're susceptible, the enemies are too, such as any traps, any sort of area effect that would affect multiple enemies. Sometimes they can get caught in that too when they do it themselves. There's also these little guys, depending on which environment you're in. Sometimes there's a little moth, sometimes there's a little spider or ice fish. Okay, we need a key for that, so remember to come back to that. And okay, so these are the altars. They serve as checkpoints, and also sometimes there's a shopkeeper here. Didn't really get much money, so I can't really buy much of anything. You can configure your skills here, but didn't really get anything. You only get skill points every 3 levels, and then you only get new skills when you defeat a boss and when those big yellow orbs drop. You can also set a checkpoint. Now, you can only do that with camp tokens, which you can sometimes find off of fallen soldiers, and sometimes you can buy them off the shopkeeper depending on what he has. But since he doesn't have anything I want, and can't set a checkpoint, it's too early for that anyway, and it's easy level, so I'm just going to fight him, get some extra experience, get some extra gold. These guys are relatively... These guys are the more harder enemies, but since it's easier, difficulty really doesn't matter. They're pretty much pushovers. I would recommend avoiding them in the harder difficulty levels, and once I get to that point, I'll show you why. Especially earlier on when you're not as leveled. That guy gave like 300 some experience. It was kind of ridiculous. So early on, those are good to fight at the more tame difficulties. Like that. Boxes and pots contain your gold, sometimes items. Let's see. Maybe your guitar somewhere. Alright. So this guy here, he's the jackal, and what he does, sits here and plays cool music. Best strumming one string. But other than that, if you talk to him...
My sayings give wisdom to some, but not much of anything to others. Care to listen for 100 gold?
So you pay him the 100 gold, he'll give you a word of advice, and then he'll actually give you a small bit of experience.
The bull forgets it was once a calf.
Okay, 130 experience for that, so now I'm up to level 2. Good. Alright. Some of his advice is like totally useless too. Alright. I'm gonna go in here in a centaur. Nothing too crazy at the beginning. Do you see how that golem over there to the left is holding a key around his neck? If I get that, I can go back to that chest I saw earlier and get it opened up, and hopefully we get some potions or some other item in there. Die, thank you. Okay, and these pop out from enemies. These are just journal entries. So now I got that key around me, and you see in the bottom left, now it says I have 1 gold key. So let's go over back. The only map system you have in the game is just the mini-map in the bottom right. There is, when you get to, right before you enter the next area, there is a bigger map, which will show you the paths you can go. A few different paths. So open up the chest. Nothing special in there other than just a little bit of gold and some mana. Okay. I like the environments though. It's very pretty. Art's very beautiful in this game. This game's only about a gigabyte big too, which is surprising. Oh, and sometimes you can find some secrets. Sometimes there's usually at least one in every level, sometimes there's not. This one, since it's just blocked by a rock, I can just open it up by slashing at it. And see, we have a shopkeeper and a chest. So open that up, and it dropped in bonus 500 trophy, or 500 gold trophy. Still can't really afford it. Well, I can get... Nah, I don't want that. Let's fight this guy. Boom! Boom! Yep, 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 yep. Stop blocking. Seriously, these shopkeepers become a real huge pain in the freaking butt later on if you try to fight them. Of course, they give you that option. They tell you straight up, you can fight them. There we go. 337 experience for that, so not bad, not bad. So this is your bigger map here right before the next area. Click on that. You see we have 3 paths. We have the Santa Lucia, the Procuro, and the Sacramentinos. Those will become more apparent what those names really stand for later on, but you can see I'm on the left-hand side towards the top where it says P1. Eventually, on this playthrough, there's only 2 branching paths I can even go to over to the Procuro if I stayed on the Santa Lucia path. But if I go over to Procuro on the 3rd level, I can get over to the Sacramentos. But I'm going to try to get over to the middle path and get down to that gold spot. There's some goodies down there. And that'll end the first episode. Hope you enjoy. Stay tuned.